Hello, welcome to this 40-minute power flow focused on balance and stability. If you have blocks, you can set them on either side of your mat, and we'll get started today in downward facing dog. Take a few breaths to land. Any little movements that you need, pedal out through the legs, maybe shake the head yes and no. About 2 or 3 more breaths, any little movements or rituals that you need to get settled into the space on your mat, or maybe a few more breaths in stillness. Stay here longer if you need. When you feel ready, we'll inhale, the right leg will lift. Maybe bend your knee, stack your hips, circles through the knee, or maybe bend and flex the leg. And taking your time, we'll step the right foot forward, lower the back knee on vinyasa. 1 to 2 breaths here, any little movements, just begin to sink a little deeper into the hips. And on your next exhale, we'll straighten the front leg, half split. Just beginning to flow that forward and back through our low lunge half split. You can ground the hands to blocks, or maybe sweep the arms up overhead as you inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, airplane the arms, straighten the front leg. A few more just like this at your own pace. And next time you're in that half split, we'll pause here, straighten the right leg, hips stacked up over the knee. Hands can stay grounded. If hands are grounded, we can walk the hands forward, get a little deeper into that front leg. 1 more full breath in. On your exhale, standing split, shift the weight forward. Walk the hands or blocks forward, strong on the right leg, left leg begins to lift. 1 or 2 breaths here, keep lengthening the chest down towards that right thigh. 1 more inhale, press down to lift up. Exhale, twisted root, cross your left leg behind your right. And plant the feet, soft bend in the knees, let the head hang heavy. A few breaths here. If you want to go deeper, you can circle hands or blocks over towards the right as you lean the hips over towards the left. When you feel ready, begin to unwind. We'll come back through center, find a ragdoll. Feet about hip width distance or maybe wider. You can take a bind if you'd like, or maybe hands to the floor. And when you're ready, we'll inhale to halfway lift, flat spine. And exhale, plant the hands. You can step or jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Full breath out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips. Movement here if you'd like, just yawning that left side open. And when you feel ready, we'll step the left foot between the hands, lower the back knee on vinyasa. About 2 to 3 breaths here. And stay here longer if you need, or we'll add that half split. Straighten the left leg, send the hips back. You can plant the hands to blocks if you'd like for a little extra support. As you inhale, shift the weight back forward, open up through the chest, maybe lift your gaze. A few more here at your own pace. Maybe add the arms if you'd like. As you inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, airplane them back. 1 or 2 more breaths. Next time you're in the half split, we'll pause here. You can deepen by walking the hands or blocks forward towards the top edge of the mat. Think about reaching your chest towards your toes. On your next exhale, standing split, shift the weight forward, strong in the left leg, right leg begins to lift. 1 or 2 breaths. Think about melting your chest towards your thigh as you press down into the left leg to lengthen that right leg up. 1 more full breath in. Twisted root, cross your right leg behind the left this time. Add blocks underneath the hands if you need. You can stay centered, or maybe this time circle hands or blocks over towards the left as you lean the hips over towards the right. And breathe. When you feel about even, begin to unwind. Second set of our ragdoll. Eventually, we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, we'll lift up halfway, flat spine. And exhale, plant the hands. You can step or jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. And breathe out. We'll take this flow and we'll add on. On your next inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathe in, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. Step it forward, lower the back knee on vinyasa. Inhale lifts you up. On your exhale, half split, you can airplane the arms as you lengthen the chest forward. Here's the change. Tuck your left toes. High crescent lunge. Inhale, lift your back knee. Inhale lifts you up, reach the arms up overhead. And pausing here for a breath or two. See if you can reach down into the feet. Keep drawing the belly in towards your spine. Engage the core. As you inhale, lengthen up and out of the ribs. Exhale, sink the hips a little deeper. One more full breath in. Airplane lunge, lengthen the arms back as you reach the chest forward. Breathing here, strong through the legs, keep drawing the belly in towards your spine. Then really press into your left leg, begin to light up the back of the body as you reach the crown of the head forward. Keep your chest low, diagonal lunge, send the fingers forward, biceps by the ears. And breathe. Can you invite a little more ease into the jaw as you draw your right hip back to square the hips? One more full breath in. Can you reach all the way through the fingertips? This time, hands to prayer. Dragon twist. Left hand to the inside of the right foot. Right fingers open up towards the sky. Couple options here. You can stay, lower the knee or forearms, or maybe find a side plank. If you're in the side plank, can you press down, lift your hips, maybe lift your top leg. Wherever you are, maybe bring the gaze up past the right fingertips. One more full breath in. And chaturanga on your exhale, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. And breathe in. Breathe out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathe in, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. And step it forward, lower the back knee on vinyasa. Inhale lifts you up, sweep the arms up overhead. Take a little pause here, reconnect with the breath. On your next exhale, half split, you can airplane the arms as you reach the fingers back, lengthen the chest forward. Here's that change, high crescent lunge, tuck your back toes. Inhale, lift your knee, reach the arms up overhead. And take a moment, root down, find your balance, really rooting down into the feet. One more inhale, lengthen up and out of the ribs. On your exhale, airplane lunge, send the arms back, lengthen the chest forward. Pausing here and breathe. Can you squeeze the pinky shoulder blades in towards one another? Shoulders away from ears. Active through both legs as you press into your left heel. Engage the spinal muscles and lengthen the crown of the head forward. Keeping the length. On your inhale, reach the fingers forward, diagonal lunge, biceps by the ears. Breathing here, again, soften through the jaw. Can you invite a little more ease here, maybe through the shoulders? Keep drawing the belly in, engage the core. On your next exhale, hands to prayer. Pause here for a breath, keep the length. Dragon twist, right hand to the inside of the left foot, left fingers lengthen up towards the sky. Your choice, stay here, or option for the side plank, left leg up and over. Breathing here. Again, press down to maybe lift your hips, lift your gaze, maybe even lift your top leg. One more full breath in. On your exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. We'll take this flow and continue to add on. On your next inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, sweep it back. Knee comes across to left elbow. Breathe in, three-legged. Step it forward, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Inhale lifts you up. On your exhale, half split, airplane the arms, straighten the right leg, lengthen the chest forward. High crescent lunge, tuck your back toes, inhale lifts you up. On your exhale, airplane lunge, reach the arms back, lengthen the chest forward. On your next breath, inhale, diagonal lunge, biceps by the ears. Here's the change, toppling tree. Sweep the arms back behind you to airplane as you shift the weight forward. Begin to dive down, option for standing split if you prefer to ground the hands. Keep lengthening the chest down towards that right thigh as you press down to lift that left heel a little higher. Keep squeezing the pinky shoulders in towards one another if your arms are to airplane. You can keep the hands floating, maybe ground the hands. On your next exhale, Shiva squat, bend your knees, sink your hips, left knee to right calf. Inhale, lengthen up. 2 more times, Shiva squat. Breathe in, lengthen up. Last time, Shiva squat. Inhale, lengthen that left leg up. This time, twisted root, cross your left leg behind your right. You can plant the hands. Pause here for a breath or two. Soft bend in the knees, let the head hang heavy. Right, funky transition. We're going to circle the hands over towards the left as you pivot over the balls of the feet, and then keep churning to face the back of the mat. When you're ready, begin to walk the hands across the length of the mat, meet in a high plank. Option for double chaturanga here. On your exhale, bend the elbows, come down, low plank. Inhale, press back up, high plank. Exhale, come back down, low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. And empty the breath out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Breathe in, sweep it back. Knee comes across to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Step it forward, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Inhale lifts you up, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, half split, airplane the arms, reach the chest forward. High crescent lunge, tuck your back toes, inhale, reach the arms up overhead, lift your back knee. On your exhale, airplane lunge, sweep the arms back, lengthen the chest forward. Diagonal lunge, inhale, reach the fingers forward, biceps by the ears. Here's that change, toppling tree. Airplane the arms as you lengthen the chest forward, spring off the back leg. Right leg begins to lift as you begin to dive the chest down towards the left thigh. Option again to ground the hands for the standing split. Breathing here, keep working on pressing down to lift that right heel a little higher. On your next exhale, Shiva squat, bend your knees, sink your hips, right knee to left calf. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, lengthen that right leg up overhead. This time, twisted root, cross your right leg behind the left. Release the arms if you're not already there. Soft bend in the knees, let the head hang heavy. Here's that transition. Circle hands over towards the right as you pivot over the balls of the feet to face the front of the mat. When you're ready, we'll walk the hands across the mat towards the front, meet in a high plank. Option here for that double chaturanga. Whenever you're ready, elbows in tight. As you exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, press back up, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. And to empty the breath out. And taking your time in about 3 to 4 breaths. We'll walk your hands back towards your feet. We'll meet at the back of our mat in a forward fold or a ragdoll. If you're in that forward fold or ragdoll, you can pedal at the legs, maybe shake the head yes and no. Eventually, we'll press into the feet. Inhale brings you up to standing. Maybe shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. On your exhale, release shoulders away from ears, Tadasana. A few breaths here at the top. Maybe close the eyes. Bring your thoughts to your feet. Maybe shift the weight forward and back. Eventually, finding center, we'll root down into the feet. As you press down, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale, sweep your arms high, hips low. Breathing here, keep drawing the belly in towards your spine. Maybe rotate pinkies in towards one another, create a little more space through the shoulders. On your exhale, chair plane or drinking bird, sweep the arms behind you, maybe lift your heels. 2 more times. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, chair. Exhale, sweep the arms back, chair plane or drinking bird. Last time, breathe in and breathe out. Here's the change. One-legged mountain, right leg in towards the chest. And take your time, figure 4, right leg comes across, bend your knees, sink your hips. About 4 or 5 breaths, you can stay here. Option to play with an arm balance or maybe add a twist. And take what you need. Lots of time here, maybe finding stillness. 2 more breaths. So you're ready, begin to unwind. We'll bring that right leg in towards the chest, one-legged mountain. And step the right foot forward. Reaching for the left ankle, we'll take dancer on the left. Left hand reaches for the left ankle, knees together, hips are squared. You can stay here or begin to kick into the grip, finding your dancer. About 3 or 4 more breaths. Take your time to find your full expression. Breathing here, finding that point of focus. As you feel ready, slowly begin to hinge back up. Release the bind. We'll step the left leg forward. Balancing stick. Interlace your fingers up overhead. Then point your right toes and begin to reach the chest forward. Try to find a nice long line from your right toes all the way through the pointer fingers. You can stay here or begin to lean forward, trying to keep that nice long line from toes through fingers. Maybe the toes lift just an inch off the mat, or maybe you begin to hinge forward, working towards that capital letter T. Biceps by the ears, a few more breaths here. Can you soften through the shoulders? Slowly inhale, begin to lift back up, feet together, mountain pose. You can release the arms by your sides. A few breaths here, maybe close the eyes. And when you're ready, we'll take that to the other side. Press into the feet, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You can step or jump back, chaturanga. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Eventually, we'll walk our hands back towards our feet. And take about 2 to 3 breaths to get there. Eventually, we'll meet in our forward fold, back of the mat. We'll take that to the other side. Setting up for a chair, so maybe feet together or feet out, hip width distance or shoulder distance. Breath into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms high, hips low. One time, drinking bird, sweep the arms back, lengthen the chest forward, maybe lift the heels. One-legged mountain, left leg in towards the chest. Inhale. Figure 4, bring that leg across, bend your knees, sink your hips. 4 to 5 breaths. Option again to explore an arm balance or maybe play with a twist. About 1 or 2 more breaths. And slowly, as you feel ready, begin to unwind. We'll come back into that one-legged mountain, left leg in towards the chest. Step it forward, dancer on the right. Right hand reaches for right ankle. Knees together, hips are squared. As you inhale, lengthen that left arm up overhead. Stay here or begin to kick into the grip as you reach the chest forward. About 3 more breaths. Can you maybe find the edge of the pose? And on your next exhale, maybe reach a little further. Slowly begin to hinge back up, right leg in towards the chest. Step it forward, balancing stick. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, release the pointer finger. Begin to point the left toes, find a nice long line from the back toes all the way through the fingertips. Biceps by the ears. Stay here or begin to hinge forward. Left toes, maybe lift an inch or 2 off the mat, or maybe working towards that capital letter T. And breathe. You stay active through the toes, through the fingers, but relax shoulders away from ears. And slowly, as you're ready, begin to hinge back up. We'll meet in Tadasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. Again, inhale. And open mouth, let it go. High crescent lunge. Hands to hips, you can bring your feet about hip width distance. We'll step our left leg back, high crescent lunge. Right foot forward, left leg back. Hands can stay to hips, or maybe take a bind or lengthen the arms up overhead. On your next inhale, can you lengthen up and out of the ribs? Exhale, warrior 2. First time here, so any little movements that you'd like. Maybe shift the weight forward and back. You can flip palms up towards the sky to invite a little more ease into the shoulders. Eventually, we'll make our way to extended side angle. Reach the fingers forward, exhale, hinge. About 4 or 5 breaths here, so take your time to find your full expression. Option to take a half bind, full bind, maybe a bird of paradise for a little extra balance pose. You also have the option to extend the arms forward for a core challenge. 2 to 3 more breaths. When you feel ready, begin to unwind. We'll step it back, warrior 2. Inhale to reverse, peaceful warrior. And exhale, take that breath all the way down, chaturanga. Maybe flip the right leg for a 3-legged vinyasa. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in and empty the breath out. On your next inhale, bring your gaze forward past your fingertips. Bend your knees, walk, step, or float, feet to hands. Breath into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain, reach the arms high, gaze high. And exhale, hands to heart center. Other side, you can bring hands to hips. High crescent lunge. This time we'll step our right leg back, high crescent lunge. Left foot forward, right leg back. Maybe take a bind with the arms, or inhale, reach the arms up overhead. When you feel ready, on your exhale, warrior two. A few breaths here, any little movements that you need to open up through the hips or release through the shoulders. As you feel ready, extended side angle, reach the fingers forward, exhale, hinge. A few breaths here to explore your variations, maybe half bind, full bind, bird of paradise, or maybe reaching the arms forward, biceps by the ears for extra core challenge. Wherever you are, see if you can keep the chest open. 2 more breaths. And take your time. As you feel ready, begin to unwind. We'll inhale to peaceful warrior, reverse. And exhale, ride that breath all the way down. Maybe float the left leg for a 3-legged vinyasa. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. 2 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, filling up. Open mouth, let it go. We'll flow that all together. On your next inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Stay here. Maybe find hurdler's pose as you shift the weight forward for 3, 2. Inhale, sweep it back. Knee comes across to left elbow. Stay here. Maybe fallen star or side crow. Breathing here. On your next inhale, sweep it back, 3-legged. Step it forward, lower the back knee on Janiyasana. Inhale lifts you up. Pause here for a breath. Maybe sink into the hips. Relax shoulders away from ears. One more full breath in, lengthening up. On your exhale, half split. Airplane the arms, straighten the right leg, lengthen the chest forward. High crescent lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, airplane lunge, reach the arms back as you lengthen the chest forward. Keep your chest low, diagonal lunge, biceps by the ears, reach the fingers forward. On your exhale, toppling tree, you can airplane the arms back, option for standing split. Take your time, begin to dive the chest down as you lengthen the left heel up and back. 2 times Shiva squat, bend your knee, sink your hips, left knee to right calf. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, Shiva squat. Breathe in, extend that left leg back. Twisted root, cross your left leg behind your right. Pause here and breathe, soft bend in the knees, let the head hang heavy. Here's that transition. Circle the hands over towards the left, pivot over the toes to face the back of the mat. On your next inhale, we'll lift up halfway and exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, sweep your arms high, hips low. Exhale, airplane the arms back, maybe drinking bird, lift your heels. Right leg in towards the chest, 1-legged mountain, inhale. 2 to 3 breaths, take your time, figure 4, right leg comes across, bend your knee, sink your hips. Stay with the breath, find your focus. Nice and slow and controlled, begin to unwind, right leg in towards the chest. Step the right foot forward, dancer on the left. Left hand reaches for the left ankle. Come to standing on the right leg, knees together, hips are squared. As you inhale, reach the right arm up overhead. Stay here or begin to kick into the grip, 2 to 3 breaths. Finding your point of focus. See if you can kick a little more to reach the chest a little further. Again, finding that edge, and on your next exhale, see if you can go maybe a little bit deeper. Slowly begin to lift back up and wind. Step the left leg forward. Interlace the hands up overhead, release the pointer finger, balancing stick. Point the right toes, find that nice long line from right toes all the way through the pointer fingers. Biceps by the ears, stay here or begin to hinge forward, working towards that capital letter T. A few more breaths. Can you let go of any tension that's not serving you right now, maybe through the forehead, the shoulders, the jaw? Stay strong through the belly and really engage through the spinal muscles. One more full breath in. High crescent lunge, bend into your left leg, step it back, inhale. And warrior two on your exhale. No rush, extended side angle, reach the fingers forward and exhale, hinge. About 2 to 3 more breaths. You can explore variation, find a bird of paradise, or maybe this time take a half moon pose. 2 more breaths. As you're ready, bend into your right leg, step it back, peaceful warrior, inhale to reverse. And on your exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing, and breath out, downward facing. Full breath in, and empty the breath out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, stay here or fly for 3, 2. Inhale, sweep it back. Knee comes across your right elbow, stay here, maybe fallen star or side crow, breathing here. When you're ready, inhale, sweep it back, 3-legged. Step it forward, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Pause here for a breath, inhale lifts you up. On your exhale, maybe sink the hips a little deeper, shoulders away from ears. One more full breath in. Half split, straighten the left leg, sweep the arms back behind you to airplane. High crescent lunge, tuck your back toes. Inhale, lift your knee, lengthen the arms up overhead. On your exhale, airplane lunge, sweep the arms back, lengthen the chest forward. Keep the chest low, diagonal lunge, biceps by the ears, reach the fingers forward. Toppling tree, on your exhale, you can sweep the arms back or maybe ground the hands for standing split. Keep lengthening the chest down towards that left thigh as you reach that right heel up overhead. One more full breath in, press down, lift up. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend your knee, sink your hips, right knee to left calf. Inhale, lengthen up. Last time, Shiva squat. Inhale, extend that right leg up and back. This time, twisted root, cross your right leg behind the left. Pause here for a few breaths, soft bend in the knees. Soften through the jaw, release through the shoulders. Here's that transition. Circle hands over towards the right. Pivot over the balls of the feet. Face the front of the mat. When you're ready, inhale to halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, sweep your arms high, hips low. Exhale, airplane the arms, maybe drinking bird, lift the heels. Left leg in towards the chest, one-legged mountain, inhale. And take your time, figure 4, bring that left leg across, bend your knee, sink your hips, 2 to 3 breaths to explore your variation, or maybe find stillness. When you feel ready, begin to unwind, left leg in towards the chest, one-legged mountain. Step the left leg forward, dancer on the right. Right hand reaches for the right ankle, knees together, hips are squared. Stay here or begin to kick into the grip. See if you can think about lengthening the right heel up as you begin to hinge forward. 2 more breaths. Slowly begin to unwind, lifting back up. We'll bring the right leg in towards the chest. Step it forward, preparing for our balancing stick. Interlace the hands up overhead, release the pointer finger. Point your left toes, find that nice long line, big toe to fingertips. Engage through the spinal muscles, keep the length, stay here, or begin to pick up the toes as you hinge forward, or maybe working towards that capital letter T. 2 more breaths. Again, can you soften through the jaw, the shoulders? High crescent lunge, bend into your right leg, step it back, inhale. Warrior 2 on your exhale. Extended side angle, reach the fingers forward, exhale, hinge. A few breaths here to explore. You can stay here, find a bind, bird of paradise, or maybe this time half moon pose. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, begin to unwind, peaceful warrior, step it back, inhale to reverse. And on your exhale, take that breath all the way down, maybe float the right leg, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing, and breath out, downward facing. Full breath in, open mouth, let it go. And take your time, we'll bring the gaze forward past the fingertips. Bend your knees, you can step, walk, or jump through. Eventually we'll make our way onto our backs. Once you're on your back, you can bend the knees, plant the feet out wide, maybe wind striper the legs side to side. And any other little movements, maybe hug the legs in towards the chest or find a happy baby. Making our way into a twist. Any favorite twist, you can lower the legs over towards the left. Gaze can stay up or maybe bring it over towards the right. About 4 or 5 breaths. And slowly, as you're ready, you can come back through center. Any movements in between. When you feel ready, you can lower the legs over towards the right, maybe let the gaze fall over towards the left. About 4 or 5 breaths on this side. When you feel about even, we'll come back through center. Maybe hug the legs in towards the chest, happy baby, any last little poses or movements that you need to finish out your practice. Eventually, we'll make our way into Shavasana. We'll be here for about a minute. Feel free to pause the audio if you need extra time. Otherwise, I will be here to bring you back into the space. You have an invitation to stay here longer if you need. If you feel ready to come back to the surface, we'll take a full breath in and open mouth, let it go. Option 2, hug the legs in towards the chest or maybe extend the arms up overhead. And maybe roll over onto either side. If you'd like, you can make your way up into a seat. Maybe bring hands to heart center. You can keep the eyes closed if you like. We'll end our class with a single breath. When you're ready, inhale, fill up through the belly, ribs, chest, throat. Open mouth, let it go. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today. And if you like this class, please feel free to give me a rating. And I hope to be with you next time you're on your mat.